If you get every other weekend, that's 2 days out of every 2 weeks. That means the stepdaddy is seeing your kid for 10 days to your 2 days. How are you going to influence your child like that?
That's a good point.
So y'all saying women deserve more. When is enough enough?
So again, in the world that we live in, it is exactly as you said. The world is run by men. Um, I don't think that in our lifetimes we'll see any systemic change, even, just in America, much less the entire world, to where, oh, well, women have a major say, women are a major part of policy, all of these things, that they're the majority in any of this. So you just kind of have to go with the flow of things until you're given a little bit of grace or mercy from whatever man is in charge that works in your favor. You can make it uncomfortable for them, like via the protests, but otherwise, you are still relying on them to make the decision, regardless
Now,
of what it is you want.
now, do y'all have a problem with that? Do y'all have a problem with being in a male-run society?
It depends on who you ask. Some people are more feminist or womanist. Some people think that it is the way that it should be according to their religious beliefs. Um, I don't personally have a problem with it. It's just the way that things are. And
But
maybe that
what are y'all's end goal? I mean, let's just look at it. Womenism. Okay, because I'm really trying to understand. What if women could snap their fingers and they was in power and men were wiped out of the face of the planet?
I don't know that that's what women would want either.
What would y'all want? I'm just saying. Okay,
I
let's get
think
it right. What is what? Okay, women is women. End goal, equality. Y'all say that. Y'all have gotten equality and past equality in plenty of
so.
areas. In,
What I think is, I think a lot of people say equality, 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 and what they're really looking for is equity at this point, because you can get the same resources or the same opportunities. You fill the slot that you're allotted to be the token woman or the token minority, whatever it is. But what you are able to do with that opportunity in the current climate is still limited. So a lot of people say equality, give us both an apple, um, when they really will mean equity. Okay, well, you already have an apple peeler, apple core, blah, blah, blah. You can do whatever you want with your apple, but me, I'm having trouble. So I think a lot of people, they're wanting equal pay. They're wanting to be able to do the same things that men do without judgment or,
what do you mean equal
those.
pay? What do you mean equal pay? Where does that come? I think women are paid equal. What do you
So
mean
you
by
hear
that?
a lot. One of the biggest tenets I think I hear is the equal pay thing. And for that, there's some statistic that's quoted that women make, I think it might have been 15 cents, but don't quote me, less per dollar than men do. So where you make $1, a female would make 85 cents. Um, and that may not be the case in all professions or everywhere. And women have a lot of allowances when it comes to working or not working. It's acceptable for them to be a stay-at-home mom, whereas the stay-at-home dad is frowned upon. Like, to me, a lot of those inequalities that are spoken of can be taken as advantages in some situations, because even though you might not be equal, it's a positive that you're not having all of those equal things. Like, I'm sure many women will think, well, my gosh, like, we said equal pay and equal this and equal that, and now I am working in a factory, standing up 12 hours a day, and that I would absolutely rather be at home raising my child in a traditional, older 1950s type thing. So everything doesn't have to be quote unquote equal to me. In some cases, the tradition might be preferable, and there's no shame in wanting one thing or the other. If you would prefer and feel fulfilled in a working role, if you would prefer um, certain things, you shouldn't be shamed for them. You should be allowed or have the right to do that.
So why, when Russia invaded Ukraine, why weren't there Ukrainian women on the front lines?
I really don't feel educated enough on the topic to speak to that. If it's a cultural thing,
Overwhelmingly, I don't even think women sign up. Do y'all sign up for the draft?
I don't think, and again, I don't feel educated enough to speak on it, but I don't think that it's required like for men with selective service, you know, automatically this is what's happening type of situation. I don't think that women are a part of that. So again, that's something else that might be seen as an advantage to a woman. Like you don't have to worry about, oh,
But let
well,
me explain. I'm gonna explain to you why women deserve less. Now listen here. I'm about to really break it open right now.
okay.
If you think women deserve more, I think women deserve less custody. I think it needs to be
Mm-hmm.
50-50 split. It needs to be,
Okay.
I think it needs to be this. A man and a woman have a child, the man should have it 1 week, the woman should have it another week. That should be the baseline. All right. I feel like nobody should pay no child support. I
That's
think
an interesting take. Do you think that would provide stability in any
no,
sense for
I think one parent will be exposed, usually be the woman, that she ain't got it together. So then once that happens and they figure it out, oh, hold on, got somebody. Yeah. Once that happens and one parent can't provide, then that parent needs to take a secondary role. But as long as both parents can equally support, then they should share 50-50 custody. 100%. Especially once the child is of age. We're talking about a child getting to like maybe 6 or 7 years old. Now there are other circumstances, right? We got extenuating circumstances, like if something's wrong with the child, it could be different. But overall, you can't sit here and say that women deserve more when your seed as a man isn't even really yours. It's the stepdaddy's most of the time. If you get every other weekend, that's 2 days out of every 2 weeks. That means the stepdaddy is seeing your kid for 10 days to your 2 days. How are you going to influence your child like that?
That's a good point.
So y'all saying women deserve more. When is enough enough? What are y'all fighting for? What is the end of the road?